In the last 3 to 4 years, I've implemented a surplus of life-changing habits. But when I think about the habit that actually started it all, the one that changed my mindset over time into something that just craves hard work, fixed my mental health and gave me the mental strength to be consistent with my training, there is absolutely one that sticks out. And that is audiobooks. Wait. When I first started to make change, I tried to sit down and read books. But I didn't have that drive. I didn't see any reason to because I wasn't in that frame of mind. I sat down to read a book and within 5 minutes I was up because I was already just dopamine fried, right? I was so starved of dopamine that I just picked back up the phone and started scrolling again. So I tried a different approach. I'd heard this one book recommended, and I can't remember where to this day. It was called Atomic Habits by James Clear. If you've read it, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't, go and read it. It was the first book that led me towards making change. Since then, I've probably read 100 more that have changed my life completely. But audiobooks are the biggest, easiest change you can make to your life today. If you're not using an Audible subscription to consume decades worth of experience and information from countless authors every single week, then you're missing out on the biggest opportunity of your life so far. Your ability to learn and consume information at light speed is what makes you great. It's what makes humans the top of the food chain. You need to be consuming information as fast as you can. When I started listening to audiobooks, because I couldn't sit down and read a fucking book because my brain was that fried, everything changed instantly. Why? Number one, I was instantly shifted into a learning frame of mind, an open frame of mind, a changing frame of mind. If you're not learning, then your mind's not in a state where it's, I want to grow. Your mind's in a state where it's, I want to stay the same. If you're not learning, then you're not in that state of mind. Number two, I'd wake up and I'd listen to an audiobook instead of scrolling on Reels or TikTok or watching YouTube for 3 hours. And then I was there. I was just in that state of mind because I woke up, probably after listening to an audiobook before I went to sleep. Let's use Atomic Habits for example. And I was already thinking about my habits before I went to sleep then. And then when I woke up, I was like, right, I've got to do the exact same thing. And then 5 minutes later, even if I wanted to scroll on social media or some shit, I knew I couldn't. Because listening to these audiobooks was just changing me. It was just changing me. My frame of mind was suddenly there. You are created by the inputs you have. And if the input you have first thing in the morning is some guy doing some hot chip challenge on TikTok, you're going to be cooked. You're going to be cooked. But if you wake up and your first input, your most important input, is something that's focused on growth, you're just going to be different. If there's one thing you do today, go on Audible, download the app, buy a subscription. I don't care if you have zero money in your bank account right now. You're going to find a way to get the money. I don't care if you have zero money. It's like a £10 subscription or like $10 wherever you're from. Right? $10 per month to change your life. Does that sound worth it? $10 on 5 minutes of implementation. That's it. If you want 5 books to start with, listen to Atomic Habits, Essentialism, David Goggins' first and second books. Listen to High Performance by Jake Humphreys and Prof. Damien Hughes, and Indistractable by Nir Eyal. That's 6 books actually, but still. I don't care, you're going to consume it all anyway. You don't realize how lucky you are to live in today. I could go on Google or ChatGPT and search up for 5 minutes and find a life-changing piece of information. Compare that to 50 years ago, 30 years ago, 20 years ago. No. If you are not leveraging the opportunity of today, which is this incredible library of information we have today, the ability to consume someone's entire life experience, all of their lessons from it, in a week, in a day, you don't realize how lucky you are. You don't realize how that if you stayed consistent and you read 52 books over the next 52 weeks or listened to them, the next 5 years, the next 10 years, the next 20, 50 years could look completely different. 5 minutes of implementation, 1 hour listening every single day for the next year. For the next year, and your life will be completely different, I promise you. There is a 0% chance, not a 1%, a 0% chance that you won't find a life-changing piece of information in any of those books. And you don't know what the magnitude of that piece of information is. You don't. But that's not even the important thing. The important thing is that you're reading these books in the first place, which puts your mind in a growth state. You're saying to yourself, I want to be better. I want to seek my higher self every single day. I don't want to stay the same like I have been. I don't want to wake up and watch a fucking bullshit brain rot YouTube video. I want to make change. I am making change. I am learning. I am changing my mindset. And you have to do it. You have to do it. I don't care what your goal is. If you say, oh, I want to make $1 million. I want 6-pack abs and I want to be 200 pounds lean. If I gave those things to you right now, do you honestly think you'd have the capacity, the capability to maintain that right now? Imagine you did have it. Imagine you did have the $1 million. You had the 6-pack abs and the 200 pounds body. I guarantee in a year's time, it would be gone. It would be gone because you haven't learnt the process. You haven't learnt the system that allows you to just maintain it, let alone build it. So you have to make this change. You have to make this change. You want a 200-pound body? Okay, you have to learn how to track your macros every single day. Track your calories, make meal plans, make workout plans. Stay consistent with the gym every single week. Stay consistent with every meal. Not go out and get shit-faced on the weekend. There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs. And then it's just going to be exponential. Because that's how progress works. When you stay consistent. And you consume information like no one else can. And you learn and implement every single relevant change that you're listening to in these books. This isn't a new concept. This isn't a new factor. But I guarantee that 90% of you sitting behind that screen are not leveraging this to its highest capability. Are you listening to a book? Are you reading a book every single week? 2 books a week? 3? No. Then you still have more on the table. It just comes down to, do you actually want it? Because I guarantee half of you don't want it as much as you think you do. Because you'll make one change and then you'll think, I have this completely down. No! I believe I have one of the best systems of life change, the best systems of seeking your higher self, the best systems of developing your mental capability and your physical body. But I'm still learning. I'm still learning every single day. I'm still listening to audiobooks every single day. Because I know that there's more change to make. You don't know it all, and you never will. The day you stop learning is the day your success finishes for good. If you want to see what I'm really about, go and follow my Instagram. I'll be posting on that every single day. I'll be showing you how I stay consistent on that every single day. and how I'm still developing my life, still growing for the better, and implementing my system into other people's lives. I'll see you next time.